I think we made the case, if you sort of play the tape. I wish we could you could throw down, you know that commercial where they can throw down the flag and you go back to the tape?
I think you're going to make the point that I want you to make.
We should do that. You should be like, that's not what you said, Craig, and throw it down. Because there's people here that would love to throw the flag on me at times. So just to be clear. But I think if you go back to the tape, and what we talked about in the fourth quarter was the volume was not the question. The volume in trucking volume has never been that robust, at least the second half of the year. That was not what was keeping the market afloat. That was not the recovery. In fact, when you look at the freight recession conversation, it was always the capacity situation. It was never really about super high surge, because that wasn't in the data. And at least in 24, we were not talking about high volume and high surges that were creating the market recovery. What we were talking about was the capacity situation getting better or more balanced. And that has continued to play. I mean, look at this. You have the white chart here, tender rejections. Remember, tender rejections show the percent of freight that's rejected. A high rejection number or an increasing rejection number would indicate a tightening market, and a lower rejection data point would indicate a loosening market. What we're seeing here is, what we call really sluggish volume compared to what, not great volume. And in spite of all the other elements in the economy, what you're actually looking at is that tender rejections are in a pretty good spot compared to where they have been over the last couple of years. I mean, look at the green line. You're well above the mark where you were last year. Yeah. Look at the pink line. You're well above that line as well of where you were 2 years ago.
But OTVI has dropped below that pink line.
Yeah, so it is telling us what we wanted to hear, which is capacity has reset, and that reset is continuing. I've been incredibly busy last couple weeks, and I found this out this morning. A friend of mine asked what I thought about the Jack Cooper bankruptcy, one of the largest trucking bankruptcies in history. And I'm so out of the date, of what's happened the last couple weeks. I've been doing a number of things that I was like, what are you talking about? They went bankrupt. And I realized that we had covered it, but it had that whole week, I was sort of out of it. That's a big bankruptcy. And I think two things are happening. One is we've had so many big trucking companies over the last 5 years that have sort of filed bankruptcy that we all kind of expected there to be a big story.